And we're live again, episode 12 of the
Episode
NN
12.
Social.
Can you believe it? They
I
said,
can't.
you're not going to make it past 3. And here we are at 12. So no one said that, but, who cares? 12. Crazy times. So
it's mad.
lockdown has been going for 13 weeks, 14 weeks, maybe?
13, yeah, I think we
Did we start the week after, or did we start 2 weeks after?
I think we did, yeah. I think we did. Start 1 week after. Sorry,
so
I think we did when you asked the question.
That's my measure. That's my measurement. That's how I measure these things. Is how many episodes? No, actually, it's 14 because we didn't do the NN Social 1 week, did we? We had a week off. So technically, yeah. So it is 14. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. A good illustration of time flying by without us knowing.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I can already see we've got Dan Batterson with us. Hi, Dan. Anyone watching out there? Let us know. See, Dan really misses you. I can tell. Your former housemate really does miss you because he's been imagine the last 2 weeks. So I bet he misses having you back. You in your little basement downstairs.
Yes. Hello, Dan. Are you all right?
I suppose the elephant in the room is that there's only 2 of us tonight. We're Joshless. Now, we only just found out we're Joshless about 10 minutes ago because Josh has gone to a field. I'm not going to disclose the location. Josh is in a field somewhere in the middle of Northamptonshire. And he was like, well, I'll just do the show from there using 4G. We tried it and it's really bad. So really, his image got good, but then his sound is bad. And then his sound was bad. And then his image went bad. So Josh nobly decided maybe not to try and attempt to do it. So we're Joshless, but we didn't plan to be Joshless.
Like about 10 minutes ago.
So please don't tease us. This is our second time doing it without Josh, and we all know what happened the last time we did it without Josh. So please bear with you people watching. You're as much in this with us as we are with you. So come on, help us out.
Help us through. Josh is the glue that holds us together normally, and
we're the 2 magnets that are being pushed apart, and Josh is the one who brings us together. How are you doing, Nick? How's your week been?
All right. Yeah, I've had the last 3 days off.
I forgot that's your week off.
Well, I'm back in tomorrow. Back into work.
You're back
they're actually they're my first 3 days off since lockdown.
Wow.
So. Got to sample a little bit of what other people have been going through.
Got to taste that lockdown life, huh?
Yeah. And to be honest, I got a little bit bored this afternoon. So I got 2.5 days into my lockdown experience and got bored. So what the rest of you have done for the last fucking 12, 13 weeks, 14, whatever it is, can't remember.
Yeah.
We just discussed it.
Well done.
Yeah. So claps in the chat for those guys that have been doing it for that long.
Hell yeah. Fair play. Because I'm, as we know, I'm back at work, and it's really good. I'm not going to complain at all because I have a job. I have a job that's very busy, but as you can see, it's very busy. I don't know. Maybe people who are working from home can advise me. Anyone watching, which is, I work from home. Happy days. I'm not having to commute into the office. But it's knowing when my day ends. Like yesterday, again, I'm a 33-year-old man. I can figure it out for myself. I'm just putting it out there. But like yesterday, I ended up working till like 7 and kind of didn't realize because I was just on my sofa typing away, doing some stuff. So yeah, just any tips, anyone watching, let me know how you switch off.
And also like the days being longer as well. It's like it just seems
that's really throwing me out as well a little bit. But like I say, I can't complain. I've still got a job. It's really busy. Everyone's enjoying it, so it's good. It's good because I have some friends who have unfortunately during this situation lost their employment. So yeah, always sort of think how lucky I am that I managed to come back to a job and it's the busiest it's ever been, really. So very blessed, very, very blessed. But speaking of our friends who who are going through this time and we're all in it together, as the government likes to say, let's all raise a drink. That's a good segue, wasn't it? That was a kind of Josh segue. So, Nick, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a gin. I'm drinking a wild berry gin
Ooh,
and slimline tonic. It's delicious.
nice.
And
Great. Were you inspired by my Aperol Spritz last week?
I wasn't. No,
Oh.
I've not left the house all day, and I was going to go and get some beer, but I didn't. But we've got some gin on the go pretty much permanently in this house, so
Perfect.
I just poured a glass of that. So
Very nice. Very nice.
Got a few to choose from, and I went for the wild berry gin. I might have something different later.
Fruity berry gin. Nice.
Fancy guy. Yeah, it was. It's on Monday. It was our 3-year anniversary. Me and Lauren.
For those of you watching, Lauren's his girlfriend.
Yes.
Sorry, ladies. He's taken.
Yeah. So I bought her a bottle of gin as one of my gifts to her for putting up with me for 3 years.
And now I'm drinking it.
No, that one's still in the cupboard. But I might have it.
Just crack it open. Yeah.
We've already opened it. We opened it on Monday. So, yeah.
Ah, very nice. Well, mazel tov to you and Lauren. What a wonderful girl.
Yeah, I think the congratulations need to go to me rather than her.
Yes. Yeah.
Lasting this long with I've just done a full Kevin and Perry.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. You look like what was that? Mighty Max. You know, the little pocket toy things. Yeah, back with baseball hat on.
Kevin and Perry.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I'll keep that. I'll keep pushing it the wrong way.
You've got to keep that for the rest of the show now. I'm cracking on. After you always bang on about them, I bought a wild beer Pogo, which is their passion fruit one. So yeah,
I do bang on about that beer.
You do always go, oh, it's amazing. It's very nice. I'll be honest, it is very nice. So
it's probably one of my favourite of the craft beers, and one of my favourite of breweries as well.
Yeah, I do like it. I'll be honest. I'm taking the mick, but I bought Camden Brewery have got a new one which is called Off Menu IPA, which is in the fridge. So if I get through this, I'll hit that one up and let you know how it is. But people in the chat, let us know what you're drinking. It seems Dan Battison is on one tonight. He is literally wanting to be part. We should have invited him. Dan could have co-hosted with us if we knew our Josh situation.
We still can. I'll send him the link if he wants to join us. He can.
Yeah, Dan, if you want to co-host with us, just let us know and we'll send you the link. He says congratulations on your 3-year anniversary.
That's very good of him. Thank you, Dan. He put up with me. If
you want to co-host the show with us, the invite goes out to you as well, by the way. So just let us know. It's all yours. I keep forgetting that she uses his account and writes really saucy comments in his name. Is this identity theft? Can anyone let us know? Is this technically identity theft? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to. Well, yeah, anyone who's watching, let us know what you are drinking.
Yeah, presumably Dan's drinking a McCuna's.
Probably, yeah, probably. Just want to give a shout out to our friend B, who runs the amazing coffee shop Bread and Butter Factory, which, if you didn't see, is very sadly going to be closing its doors due to the global situation that we're all in. So I just want to say, firstly, well done to B for setting up such an amazing place. You are really good friends with her and Crofty, Nick, but I left her a comment and I was just sort of thinking about it, and it's always one of those little spots that if ever I've got friends visiting Northampton, I'll take them there, and they always speak really fondly of it. So it's really, really crap to see it go. So with our thoughts are with you, B, and we hope everything's all good. If you are watching, and if you do check out the video, so we're really sorry to see it go. Really, I'm quite upset about it, but
yeah, it's a massive shame. There's a lot of work that went into that cafe, and they are very good friends of mine for a very long time. I've known Crofty since we were about 11 years old. So yeah, and B, I must have known her for pushing 20 years. So
wow, amazing. Well, we're thinking about you, B, and whatever you decide to do next, like I said, I'm going to support 100% and get behind it. So but we're thinking about you. So anyway, now to just wanted to say that and get that out of the way. So I guess we should maybe get our first guest on, Nick. That's a good segue.
Yeah, we're pretty much bang on 10 minutes. I'm hoping he's ready. Yes, he is. He's got a wonderful backdrop, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
He does, yeah. We're going to talk about that. We are, by the way, secretly between me, Nick, and Josh, we do rate our guests' backdrops to see what they're like. So Paul Hanna set the bar very high, very early on, but I think we could have a contender with one of tonight's guests. Actually, both of them have got excellent setups tonight, but we'll get to that a bit later on, I suppose. But is he all ready?
He is ready. Yes.
Cool.
He's not got a green screen of Hawaii, by the way, but it's something pretty cool. By the way,
it's close.
Anyway,
well, please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome our very first guest. You can do the rest of it, Nick.
DJ, promoter, and editor of New Boots, Phil Moore.
Oh. Yay! Claps in the chat for Phil Moore. And
it's clap emojis out.
Yeah, straight off the bat, Phil is wearing an excellent T-shirt there, which anyone who hasn't seen it, I'm gutted I didn't order one. My usual thing, I didn't pull my finger out my ass quick enough. Not that I have my finger up my ass all the time. I just realised how that sounded. But yeah, it's a yellow bourbon T-shirt that's Northampton is fucking awesome. So yeah, great start to the show, mate. Well done.
Well, it had to be worn, didn't it? Really.
It did. How you doing, mate? How's
yeah, I'm good. This lockdown is going so quickly, even though I've no work.
Yeah.
I've become a teacher to my kids. Every job that was been on the back burner is now getting done, or that kind of stuff. So yeah, and also trying to keep the live music scene going for some point in the future we don't know about. So yeah, it's been quite a busy period for me.
For anyone tuning in who doesn't maybe know what you do, what you're about, do you want to just give us a little explanation of New Boots and what it is you
Sure. I do loads of different music stuff. I guess some people know me for being the editor of the New Boots music website, which is mostly focused on Northamptonshire and sort of surrounding areas. I run that with David Jackson, who you had on before. So that's been something I've been able to spend a bit more time on the last few weeks because the music keeps coming out even if there's no gigs. So that's been good. I also put on shows and do the bookings at the Black Prince here in central Northampton. So that's my main stuff. So obviously it's all the live music stuff is obviously a small issue at the moment.
just a tad.
Yeah, there is a barrier in your way of a lot of your work, isn't there? And some recent news from the government where live venues are allowed to open, but no live performances.
Yeah, which is like wicked. So
yeah,
suddenly
cool.
all the venues are going to become like table service bars by the sound of it. You know.
Yeah, basically.
No real guidance whatsoever has been. Which again, I found amazing this week, where it was right, guys. Essential things: McDonald's can reopen, the pub can reopen. What about the gym? No, not essential. Not essential, I'm afraid. Which I found really bizarre. But oh well.
Well, I guess a lot of people have been keeping fit with doing their runs and couch to 5K things, which I'm still doing, by the way. But
yeah, me too. But I haven't run this week. It's too hot. No way.
Yeah,
no,
it's too hot for doing anything, I think.
Can't
especially when you've got iron brew for blood like I have. So it's,
yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Very good.
I overheat 12 degrees, so it's well hot for me.
Phil, one thing I was going to ask you is you have been doing the archive thing on New Boots, which I hear for some people, because for me, I lived in Southampton for a long time and was in bands there. So when I moved back to Northampton, I had to like break into a whole new music scene, which is how I met Nick and forced him to be my friend, basically. But for people of Nick's ilk who've had their fingers in the Northampton pie for a while, it's been a real nostalgia trip. So what have you most enjoyed about digging out from the archives, or kind of little gems you could put there?
That's mostly been David's thing because he's the photographer, you see. So he's got this whole, cachet of all this backlog of all these photos, and he just said, "Well, if we can't go to gigs, let's remember the good ones we've been to." So it's been great for him to be able to remember we do have good gigs in Northampton, and let's celebrate. Even if it was 10 years ago, let's celebrate it. And it's had a good reaction. I think it's, like you say, it's been. I didn't know a lot of those gigs. I like myself, like you. I lived away for a little bit, so some of these gigs I've missed. So I'm like, oh yeah, they played. I remember that, or I don't remember that. So it's been a bit of education for me too. So
okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you, David. Thanks, David.
What's been your most kind of to date, I suppose, your most proud gig that you've put on, or like show you've promoted, or kind of the band you think, wow, I can't believe I got them to Northampton?
To Northampton.
A twofold question, because it sounds like you've got one that wasn't Northampton.
Well, I've done shows in London. When I used to live in London, I used to put on shows in London, and even back in Northampton, I've put on shows in London since then. So, I mean, there's bands that have gone on to be quite big. Like the Horrors on quite early on. That was good. Not in Northampton, in London. In terms of Northampton, though, I mean, we've been on a bit of a good run the last sort of 6-12 months. I've put on quite a lot of good bands. Really sort of, you think they are headlining the Roadmender, in 12 months, 2 years' time. So, Red Rum Club from Liverpool were really good. Hands Off Gretel. Look Mum No Computer is this guy. I don't know if you've seen him with the synths. He builds stuff. He was great. I wasn't sure what he would do because it's he's more of a technician and a bod, so to do a live performance in front of an audience was a bit of more of a challenge for him, but he pulled it off. That was really good.
Yeah, it's like an episode of Tomorrow's World rather than a gig.
That's bang on.
That was a very on-point reference, by the way, for our younger viewers.
But yeah, I guess they were the ones in more recent times. The Lovely Eggs as well. I did that at the Roadmender about 18 months ago. That was really good. They're a great band. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's been good. So just as consistency is it's all about consistency, really.
Yeah.
The sort of level up. I mean, I think we seem to be going really good period at the last year or so. 2019 seems so much better than say 2015-16 in terms of local bands doing it at a higher level. Seeing all these local bands headline the main room of the Roadmender. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah,
it's very cool. Yeah,
I'm trying to think. We're at what? Sarpa was one.
King Purple.
Yeah.
You've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy. And it's all been like one after the other as well. And they've all done it as well, like sort of slowly ticked it off. But yeah, it's amazing stuff, really.
Yeah, it's a shame that there isn't any gigs at the moment, because Northampton was the scene, still is, in rude health. Really, there are a number of very, very, very good bands in town at the moment, and it's a shame we can't see them live at the moment.
Yeah, my one thing, I don't know about you, Phil, the one thing I always look forward to since sort of living back in Northampton is Twin Fest, and I've kind of got more and more into it every single year it's kind of been on. Initially, I'd go to like one gig, but now I've been kind of committed a bit more time to sort of spend. I don't know what your kind of experiences with it over the years.
Yeah, I love it, and especially on the Sunday where you have the all day at the Prince. That's always been bang on. It feels like this is one of the best nights in the calendar of the year. Yeah,
definitely. It's really good fun. It's just a great weekend, and the caliber of bands that come over is always really strong from Germany and France, coupled with the best that Northampton has to offer. It's always a very, very good fun weekend, and it's so cheap. It's what last year was like £10 or something for the whole weekend to see like 30 something bands if you're that way inclined to go to every show,
and so much free shows as well around it, and everything like that. Just complete value for you. Kind of could just walk in off the street and be like, wow, I've seen this band from France who are absolutely incredible. There's
always a moment or two of the weekend that's just always sticks in your mind. Well, one of the bands that have come over have just blown you away and had no idea who they were going to be. And it's like, oh wow, I'm going to buy their record. I'm going to follow them. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think did you put on that show with that band from America at the Gary a couple months? Well, I say a couple months back. It feels like a couple months. The 2-piece, was that one of yours? They had that French band on it as well. That Jessica, what were they called, Nick? Jessica 93 or something?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah,
Was that not?
I'll take the credit. I'll take the credit. Yeah.
Well, you can, mate. No, I was just going to say because that was like a really good show. But I know in the past you have like got American bands over, haven't you? Or coming through the circuit.
Yeah, you get a lot of emails from the agents. So getting bands from like New York, San Diego, LA, it's not as hard as it might seem. So yeah, whenever a band stands out and you think they're worth putting on, people enjoy that, then that's great. We had a band from San Diego called Schizophonics play. We did the lab in 2017, and they were so well received. We put them back on like in 2018 at the Garibaldi on a Monday night. It was 30 degrees, like hotter than it was today, and the place was rammed because people were so desperate to see them. And that's sort of why you do it in a way, like to get that sort of like buzz happening. People are already asking. Straight away it was like when they're coming back, and it's like, calm down, maybe wait a year or two. They've got the world to tour as well.
Yeah, it's not cheap for the bands to come over either. But
Exactly.
That's not an easy gig either. The Garibaldi.
We played it once when it was really hot. It was like one summer, and I'll never forget it. It's like, I sweat just thinking, you know what I mean? So it doesn't take a lot. But I remember me and Nick playing. Nick, between every song, had this blue roll that the bar were giving him to wipe himself down. And me and him were sweating so much on each other's stuff. Our pedals were just cutting in and out. And by the end, we were just like, oh, fuck it. It's the hottest gig I've ever played. Meg, bless her. Meg was really sick as well, like at the time. And yeah, it was amazing show, but just
the one you'll never forget, because it was just so fucking hot, and so many things were going wrong, and we just got through it and just had a great time in the end.
Yeah, we kind of muscled through. What's the as a promoter, Phil? I very briefly did promotion at the Joiners in Southampton when I lived there, so I know the kind of stuff that comes through. What's the one gig that you've been offered and you think, should I put it on? But then a little voice in your head says, no, that's mental. Like, what's the one crazy one? The example I can give is that at the Joiners we put on Starman, who were from Pineapple Dance Studios, that series. One of the dancers had his own band, and we put them on, and it was just weird, like really, really weird. But what's like the one gig that comes to mind, or sort of artist that you've been offered where you thought, should I book it, and then had a second thought?
Well, I like to think that I'm so able to tell the future stars that I always put the future stars on. But I suppose recently, Independent Venue Week in January, I got offered Warm Dusha, a current band, and if you heard of them, and I thought I like them. They're a London band. I don't know if they would be known enough here to take the risk, and it was going to be like a midweek show, and I passed on it. And then they announced like 5 shows for Independent Venue Week, and they all sold out. So I was like, okay.
Oops.
Yeah. There's always one that fish gets away, isn't it? Yeah.
There is always the one. Yeah, there is always that one. I can still remember working at the Joiners when one of the lads was like, I've booked Ed Sheeran, and all of us were like, I don't know who that is. Like, no idea. This guy walks up, like a guitar. The gig is sold out, absolutely mental. And again, all of us were like, yeah, he's all right, I suppose. And then little did we know that then he would become Ed Sheeran, basically. But yeah, so it's one of those ones I always think back on and just go, Jesus Christ. That he played
the first time I saw Ed Sheeran, I was like, isn't this guy just Get Kate Where Kate Fly?
Exactly.
Isn't this just the same thing?
Exactly.
And Get Kate got to a very good level. Like, I remember seeing him play mid-afternoon at Glastonbury on the other stage, which is no mean feat, like to get to that point. And then Ed Sheeran, who I thought was just a rip-off of him, ends up being Ed Sheeran. So
it just became Ed Sheeran. Phil, we were talking before about your background there behind you. So for anyone who can't see, Phil, that's not a joke. He has that many records, so that's not a setup. It's not a green screen. How many vinyls do you know you own, or is it literally
you just call it vinyls?
Oh,
huh? You just call it vinyls?
Did I?
The plural of vinyl is
vinyl. Sorry, vinyl.
Vinyl.
How many vinyls? How many vinyls? Do you even know how many you've got, or is it a case of, roughly?
don't know, about five. Well, I mostly collect singles, 7-inch singles. So I've got about 5,000 of those.
Jesus Christ.
If this was like one of those guess the amount to win like a cuddly toy at a country fair or something, I'd say maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
There's about 500 LPs, but and there's about 1,000 CDs. You can't see them either. But I mean, look, it's a lifetime collection. You know, I used to go to Spinadisc as a teenager. You know, that was where it all began. Whether addiction,
the love affair. What's the most? See, should I ask you what the most expensive? Because I don't want you to get like doxed and robbed on the internet. Or something.
The most expensive record's worth £1 behind me. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. What's
in weight?
What's the one gem that you found and you were like, oh my god, I can't believe I found this record in some rando shop?
Too many. I mean, I do love going to the dusty record shop and just going through random boxes and finding stuff and going, that looks interesting because it just the band name or the label. You buy it and you think, wow, I never heard this. So glad. No, there's too many. I couldn't know where to begin.
I was in Seattle a couple of years ago on holiday, and they got loads of vinyl shops. We went into this one; it was unbelievable. Like, I can't even describe to you how huge the place was and stuff. And so me and my friends were all looking through there, and there was too much to look at. And so I just was like, I was in some section, and I was looking through R, and I found this Ronettes record, and I was like, oh, wicked! Like, I love the Ronettes, you know. So I picked it up, and I took it to the counter, and the guy serving me like scanned it and was like, where did you find this? And I was like, oh, in the blah, blah, blah. And he was like, looking at me, looking at it. And he would contemplate not selling it to me because he wanted it behind the counter. And we had this really weird exchange where I was like, can I have it? And he was like, yeah, I guess so. And like, he was sort of like really pissed off, like gave it to me. And then he ran over to the section I got it from and he started going through it. And I was like, you work here, you know what I mean? But that's how vast this record shop is that he had no idea it was there.
That's literally a scene from High Fidelity as well.
Yeah, it was exactly like that. Yeah, it was so weird. It's like my friend Simon's a big vinyl collector, and whenever he visits Northampton, we have to go to the archive. And I can't do it. He's in there for hours just seeping through what he can find, and I just have to I'll wait outside for him, man. It's just too much. It's just too much for me, you know. But then
I would love it, but I'd spend too much money. I'd just end up buying the whole fucking thing. I'd come out with like 40 records and be like, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, especially now that all the vintage shops that we've got in Northampton also have records now as well. So it's that added bonus of like, oh, wicked, now I've got to go to this place and look here. But by the looks of it, Phil, you actually enjoy doing that. So
yeah. Well, I do work one day a week at Spiral Archive, actually. I love it that much. I love hanging out at records so much. And my missus works in a vintage retreat.
Oh, perfect.
I end up going to see her, and of course I'm like, oh, there's records here. Oh, I'll just be back in a few minutes, all right? You know.
Spending all of your hard-earned wages on stuff that you've been looking at.
So you're at work, you put money into the till that then goes back into your own pocket, and then the circle is complete, I suppose. Yeah. Wow. Do you have a list of like everything you own? Are you that like?
No, I do try and I do have a database, but it's not updated because I started it way into collecting, so I'm not going to go back. And sorry, excuse me.
It's our first call.
Do you know who that is?
Who is it?
It's Dave Crawford.
Fuck Dave Crawford.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I tell you why he's calling me as well.
Hi, Dave.
It's because Everton has won.
Oh well, yeah. He only calls you once a year, then, does he?
Wee.
Well done, I like that. That was good. Yeah.
Do you are you got? Well, I know Nick certainly is. Are you happy football's back, Phil?
I am today because my team Everton won. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's good to finish the season, but obviously no fans. It's strange.
It is really weird. Really, I know like they played a couple before without it, but it was a bit like, oh yeah. But now it's come back. I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm even more bummed out at the minute because of the start we've had. But for me, my dad used the analogy of this little mini break is the start of Arsenal's season, like it always is, because we're always crap at the start. So by the end of it, we should be incredible, and then be nowhere of any kind of significance as always.
Yeah, just supporting the Fountain Town now, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Playoffs.
yeah,
After
playoffs,
winning.
and they came from 2-0 down to win it. So miracles do exist.
That was great. Yeah. All the other games I've watched have been fucking rubbish. The Liverpool-Everton game on Sunday was so boring.
So bad.
So boring. It's like a pre-season friendly when no one wanted to score until you at the last 5 minutes. But yeah, what can you do? I'm glad it's back too. But yeah,
You'll survive. You'll win the you'll win the league, and then you'll be like, thank you.
Nah, they're going to find a way to mess it up.
I think if there was something more to play for, I'd be like, well, let's get the season done. But because it's almost done for the most part. I mean, obviously relegation's still to be decided, but it's just get it done. Literally, just go through the motions and finish it. And I'm really annoyed.
You sound like a fan.
We've already won the league. Like we can say that pretty safely now.
Well,
it would be fucking funny if we don't right now.
Well,
but,
it wouldn't be funny, Nick. It would be the greatest thing.
I know. I was convinced. In typical Liverpool fashion, Corona would be the thing that would undo it. Like, I really was convinced they were just going to go, let's write the season off. No one wins, no one gets relegated.
That would have been fucking bullshit.
But. Really thought that's what was going to happen. Yeah. But what can you do? You know?
The thing that I'm really more annoyed about is missing the European Championships or having to wait a year for the European Championships. Because this time of year for like an international tournament is like a month of Christmases for me.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
Same with the Olympics as well, because it was the two together, and I was like, I'm never into like just watching athletics, but when it's the Olympics, like everyone, I get into it, and I'm suddenly like, oh my god, did anyone see the hockey last night? Yeah.
I mean, when it was in London, I had like a laptop, a TV, and a phone. I was watching 3 different sports at the same time. It's like, I mean, do I really care about like the hurdles or like javelin? Not any time of the year apart from the Olympics.
Yeah.
Where it massively matters.
Yeah, exactly. The best of the best of the best, sir. Well, God, I didn't realise we're flying through tonight, so it's gone 8:30 already. So I think it's probably time to bring out our next guest, who's our musical guest.
Yeah. It looks like he's ready. I'll just stall for a second and rub my eye while we wait until he's totally comfortable. And he's comfortable. So he's got a new album that came out tail end of last week. And he's going to perform some of those songs for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, Leo Robinson.
Yay!
Claps in the chat, please. Get those claps emojis. Oh,
how's it going, guys?
Cracky. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, good. Yeah, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. All good.
Oh. Yeah, it's a little crackly. We'll try and get through. A little crackly. I don't know what that. Yeah, don't know what that is. Internet bugs.
This is what it sounded like when Josh was on. Josh, are you here somewhere?
In a field in Olney. Oh no, we've lost him. Oh no, he's there. Oh, what I'm going to do? I'm just going to remove you and bring you back, Leo, just to see if that fixes it. Hold on a sec, mate. There we go. Is that any better? A little.
1, 2.
Can you hear us, Leo?
What's up?
Oh,
yeah, I can hear you, but it's a bit. I'm on
I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
It seems to have found out now.
Yeah, well, we'll try and muddle through. We're Joshless, and the internet is a wild beast that we can't.
These things are sense tested. Leo, give us a thumbs up. Can you hear us? Okay,
yeah,
you can hear us. Can you hear him, Nick?
I can. Yeah, he's hella crackly though.
I can't, so it's my thing again. Are you, Leo? Are you on your Wi-Fi or on your 4G?
He's on his Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Cool. I'll tell you what, if you leave and come back and see if that fixes it. It's probably just a little internet lag. It happens. We can't do anything about that. That's just the internet. What are you going to do, what? Yeah,
Forget
so
about it.
yeah, I don't know why I did a New York accent there.
Yeah,
Really bad one.
Coffee.
Coffee. I told my dog.
So
not to
yeah,
drink
sorry
coffee.
for everyone watching, but this is the problem with a live show: is that things can go wrong.
Hmm.
Not that it's gone wrong yet, but we'll try and get the issue resolved.
Yeah, I think maybe the old famous saying for TV presenters, "Never work with animals or children," should add the internet.
Yeah,
to
never
that.
work with the internet. Yeah, never work with the never
Don't-
work with the internet.
Don't use the internet. That's my recommendation.
I suppose we all should have got used to it, because every news program I watch now, they're like, "We're going to speak to our financial correspondent, such and such," and then it's like they go live to them, and it's this. Yes, well, the government, like professional news broadcasting has gone completely out the window at the minute. But
It's so fun, isn't it? Just utterly mental. Hang on, he's almost back, almost. But I'll click him in when he's ready.
so
you give me a thumbs up here.
I can see there's a lot of people here for Leo. So in the chat, so sorry guys, we are getting this sorted. So please bear with us. And if you're new, let us know what you're drinking. Let us know. Come on,
Yeah.
look, we're all boozing. We haven't asked Phil. What are you drinking, Phil?
Well, before I started the show, well, it's a cider day. It's so hot, it's a cider day. So I bought that on a whim the other day. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh.
Brothers Parma Violet. Wow.
All
I
right.
can't believe I made a Parma Violet drink. It's very sweet, inevitably.
Yeah.
Not again, not buying that again. But here's an old favourite, the Old Moots.
Oh yeah, God, man. Like the problem with that and like Recorderlig, I find is, and Copperberg, I suppose, that like berry one just tastes like Ribena to me. So I smash it, especially on a hot day. Just smash through them, and then I'll stand up in the pub beer garden like, like, and didn't realise what had happened, but I've drunken 8 Recorderligs. So that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't drink fruit ciders or cocktails, because they're so easy to drink that you're just absolutely shit-faced.
Yeah.
And you just think you've been drinking fruit juice.
I remember being at some festival in London, like an outdoor summer thing, and we walked there, and we walked, I don't know, like a couple miles to get there because all the tubes were all messed up and stuff. It was a really hot day, and we got there, and everyone was like thirsty and stuff. We got to the bar, and they were doing a cocktail, and it was 10 quid, right, in a pint. And I just saw the word raspberry, and I'm like a sucker for anything raspberry flavored. So I was like, yeah, I'll have one of them. Ordered it, and it was so nice. And because I was so thirsty, I downed it like this 10 quid cocktail. Anyway, the next week I saw my bank statement, and I was like, hang on a minute, when did I spend 70 quid at this thing? And I was like, oh, because I bought 7 of those 10 quid cocktails like a moron, so yeah, word to the wise, don't drink alcohol on hot days unless you're willing to cough up,
Word of advice for everyone there.
Anyway, next week on Andy's tips, I'm going to show you how to put a shelf up straight. So
I don't believe that you can do that.
no, I can't. Is he still having problems?
He's not with us just yet. I'll give you the heads up and click him in when he's ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apologies. Internet is the internet.
Yeah. Sorry, gang. We'll get it fixed. In the meantime,
we'll get him up.
I might have to sing a song. Which
Oh no!
I don't know. Whose side? Who's it? Both of you collectively side,
cool.
then. Jesus.
You might be all right, Phil, because I can see him, and let's go for it. Oh wait, what is he telling me to wait, or is he telling me is it thumbs up? I can't tell.
For anyone watching,
It's the thumbs up. It's the thumbs up.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. We have
Right,
a backstage.
we're bringing him in.
We can see people. Right.
Yeah, I can see when people are ready, so I don't bring them on when they've just nipped off for a toilet break. So Leo is here again. There he is.
Hi guys, how's it? Sorry about that. I think there's dead spots, so I'm just gonna stay here and hope this all works.
That's beautiful. Good
Cool.
sound. Good video. Right. We'll start again. Claps in the chat. Claps
Yes.
in the chat.
Clap emojis.
For Leo, please.
Hey,
doing, mate? All right?
I'm here, Tim, here. Okay, so yeah, let's go.
Oh,
Cool.
there we go.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Love
what.
it.
We did we did have some issues there for a bit. So what we'll do is, if you just wanted to give us first tune.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for that.
Yeah, this song is called North. This was, I'd say, the breakout single from the album. It's got 7,000 views on YouTube at the moment. And it's just a song of me representing Northampton, and then it will mix in, because it's only half a song, because it's a feature, it's going to mix into another song as well.
Cool.
Sick.
She the one a man from Brum. 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 She want a G from North. Told me she want on corn to go back to the bag. She on all fours. She the one a man from Brum. She want a G from North. Told me she weren't on corn to go back to the pad. She on all fours. She don't go and rain North man, she's alive still. I seen her creeping around Bright Hill. Baby girl, do you want this day? Come link me in NF3. My ex-girl has had enough, so I link my team from Abington. My ex-girl has had enough, so I link my team from Abington. Let me press it, baby, it's alright. Why you thinking Lee is not your side? You can ride it like a motorbike. It's so cold, you do it all the night. When I'm touching all up in your thighs, does it make you wanna have a try? I can see it written in your eyes. Come and get it, baby, don't be shy. She might win a G from Rothwell Road, Rawn, Stratton, Corby. Might win a G from Ketchum, Wellingborough. She don't want a man from Brum. She might win a G from Rothwell Road, Rawn, Stratton, Corby. Might win a G from Ketchum, Wellingborough. She don't want a man from Brum. She want a G from North. Boom, she want on corn to go back to the pad. She on all fours. She don't want a man from Brum. She want a G from North. Told me she want on corn to go back to the pad. She on all fours. She don't want a man from Brum. She want a G from North. Told me she want on corn to go back to the pad. She on all fours. She don't want a man from Brum. She want a G from North. Told me she want on corn to go back to the pad. She on all fours. She don't want a man from. And this one's called Lifeline. This is on the album too. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. And thank you for the NN Social for having me. I get my lifeline to the nightlife. And now I'm paying fine price. I get my lifeline to the nightlife. And now I'm paying fine price. I get my lifeline to the nightlife. And now I'm paying fine price. I get my lifeline to the nightlife. And now I'm paying fine price. Baby, where you staying? Why you touching on me? Dangerous game to play, you haven't heard of the G. Speak to lots of demons, girl, a bit of a freak. Acting like you seen this, girl, you scary to me. Check the guys in it, I'm out my mind in it. I'm a crazy, do too many lines in it. Why you still here? Why you still listen? Can't you see the picture, girl? I'm just not in it. I am gone missing, yet to be found. My friends are done wishing, send out the hounds. If you want this, then I am astounded. Sorry, I cannot open my mouth. I give my lifeline to the nightlife. And now I'm paying fine price. I give my lifeline to the nightlife. And now I'm paying fine price. So that's my first track, or tracks.
Woohoo! Claps in the chat.
Yeah, clap emojis, please.
That was awesome, dude. So good. I'm really happy you did North. I was listening to the album the other day, and that's one of my favorites off it. I love the skip bits as well. Like, were cracking me up as well when I was listening through to them. Yeah, and then
thank you very much, man.
Yeah, I really like Ignorance as well. Like those two are like my favorites off it. But yeah, really good record, man. Like really good.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, it was I did it all in lockdown. Like the mix and mastering was all me. Got a couple of videos done with my guy Dennis, who runs Menace Media, which is where I work and where I'm in now. And it's all just been a bit of a crazy run, really. I mean, there was days where I don't know if I should say this, but I will just say it. But like the day before the song, I'm still learning things on how to mix the song and trying to get it perfect, stuff like that. And I've just literally just gone with this whole album just to prove to people they can do anything. You know what I
mean? When did you start? When was the actual start of it? Have you done the whole thing during lockdown, like write and record?
There's a few that crossed over from before, but they weren't near enough finished. I hadn't even got the rights to the instrumental. So in lockdown, it was right. Let's get this going. It was like there's a body of work here, but it needs the skits. It needs this. It needs that. Let's make it an album. That was the sort of thing, yeah. But
wicked, man.
Yeah, and then I'd say you guys talked about earlier like, what we was going to say, like what people could recommend to do in lockdown, and for me it would be learn something. Like,
learn a new skill.
Just learn a new skill. You could go on. That's how I learned. Like I had a little bit of knowledge on how to mix and master, but only to like a bedroom home studio level. So if I come into the studio, I'm like, right, I need to fuck up ideas. I've just been on YouTube for like the last 12 weeks. just learning things, and that's what people be doing.
That's quality, man. Yeah,
and I think like it's a good illustration of like creativity coming out of the adversity of like the situation you're in, and because obviously, I mean, you've been going for a while, but are all these tracks, are they all brand new for this record, or are some of them older ones that you've rejigged, or are they all brand new for this?
None were released before, except for Text, off the top of my head, and there were a couple that I performed live to like test the water sort of thing, but they were all sitting as this body of work. It was going to be called Blank, the project, and it was just going to be like the project's had so many names, so many things, but it's still been the same base of songs.
Yeah.
The whole time, do you know what I mean?
Cool. But well, yeah, I mean, it's good that you've made good use of your lockdown time.
Yeah, like the fact you've actually also like come up with an EP, like an album title, EP title. The artwork's wicked as well.
Yeah, I did that as well.
Have you shot a video during lockdown as well?
Yeah, so we did 3 videos in 3 weeks. The North was the last day before lockdown. So it was the Sunday night before we got locked down. So everyone was together, and we would never have been able to do that because it would still be in this situation now. So the picture drone, obviously my one of my best friends managers there, and he sorted me out getting that, and it was just just ran with those together. And then we thought, let's make a run of this. And then November 90 was I was working, doing a bit of labouring work at a house, and I had the keys to the house, so we just took the lights there one night and recorded that video there. And then Ignorance is Bliss, as you can see, we just went down to the race course.
Yeah. I love that video. I thought it was wicked. But that's really cool that you managed to kind of get everything done in that short amount of time to then have the content ready to roll like over the next couple of weeks.
The way everything fell in place for each video was unreal.
Yeah.
Like unreal, and all I can thank is like people who've supported, and just even just little things people don't know that they've done has actually pushed something along to open another door, and everything just fell into place. So really, really happy with it, to be honest. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you, like after listening through to Nothing's Free a couple times, is there like a story or like a theme that runs through it? Because I felt like, especially when I was listening to it, I kind of got the vibe of like the skit "Let's Go" to coming back to Car, then to North is like almost you getting ready to go on that night out all the way through to then going up to Birmingham. So is the whole thing like a story, or is there just certain bits?
So I wanted to give. I usually, when I do projects, I usually do a full length story, but I feel like you can just get bogged down in that. So with the first 3 songs, I thought, right, here's me, and then I'm interrupted to go for the night out. But then the story about the night out would be like, take it easy, man. Like I've been around for a while. We've all been out. We've all done our things. Like we've all got friends in weird places and stuff. And just when you go out, have fun and enjoy yourself. And that, just take it easy. And that's going from personal experience as well. Like don't get too hooked on alcohol or anything. And that's why I say in Lifeline, like I gave my lifeline to the nightlife. You literally end up just out with your mates every day, all day, wasting your life away.
Yeah, cool, man. I also really appreciate that you fitted RuneScape into one of the songs as well. I really, really appreciate it. When I heard that, I was like, ooh, just a bit RuneScape into a lyric. But yeah, I really thought that was cool.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't know why, but I've just managed to all my connections like are also different, different people, and it is like 1 minute I'm having a conversation with this person, and then the next minute I'm having to switch up my whole demeanor almost to communicate with this person. But I think, yeah, that's just the way I am, I suppose. I love people.
Good, man. Yeah, like everyone should. Yeah, that's wicked. That's really positive. One thing I was going to ask, actually, you talking about the studio, do you want to just explain to us where you are and what it is you've started doing there, or like the kind of setup
so
it is?
This is Menace Media Studios, part of the Big Noise Studio buildings in town.
Yeah.
And I basically started working here during lockdown. I won't get into like the details of why, but ended up an opportunity came to work here, and I took it. We've had some artists in, only one at a time. We've been 2 meter distancing. There's hand sanitizer on the wall and stuff. But yeah, all this stuff here, it's more. I'd say it's more catered for my scene, and at a decent rate. Like it's £25 an hour. A lot of the time, we do deals where it's 3 hours for £60 on the weekends and stuff, and like, but as well as like you got somewhere to record, there's also like knowledge here for the scene. So like, because I'm behind the desk and it's not to blow smoke up my own, what and stuff, but I understand what they want from the track. Yeah. And like how things would work in our scene, and I think that definitely gives us a bonus. But at the moment, we're just trying to get going and get artists through the door. And Northampton's a crazy place, a very crazy place. When you see it from the other side, a lot of questions do get answered about why certain scenes are in the states they're in. I think a lot of if everyone just nailed down and went for it, I think the scene could be massive because it's talented. Who
is some of your like favorite sort of local artists within your scene that you kind of like? Because I mean, I've seen you a couple times, but I think I've seen you really through like you playing on maybe like indie shows or stuff like that, because you obviously can kind of like traverse that, and like you say, you're into those different scenes and friends with people in those different scenes. So like, necessarily for someone like me who maybe doesn't go to those shows but gets exposed to you through different things, who would you like say is one to keep an eye out for, who you want to shout out about in Northampton?
Well, it's actually quite funny. I'm part of a collective called Lay It Down. I help run that, and we like oversee, I'd say, 35 to 40 artists in the last 12 months that we've put on shows. So it'd be harsh for me to start picking and saying,
of course, man.
Because I'm in that position. But I would say the people on my album, I've got to shout out straight away. So you've got Harms, who's on North and Lifeline, and
he's here.
He's very young and he's developing like really well, and he's going to do something special really soon. And you lot know who he is. There's Harku as well. He's just a proper lyricist. Like he can just go for days. The pockets he finds in his lyrics are insane.
Nice.
NN Town XOV as well. He's something different. It's more of a it is more of an indie rap vibe, like emo rap vibe, but he calls himself an awkward white guy with awkward white rhyme. That's what he goes about himself. But sometimes he flips it and he'll just say like the maddest thing, like so you got this skinny white guy, tight jeans, that he's like, I'm gonna take your girl and still and just like he's just a hilarious guy. And then for people who are not on my album, you've got Law, Smiley, Naps, Dreads, Dead Boy. I don't want to forget names, so I'll stop myself there. But yeah, there's so many artists in like my scene in particular. And when Lay It Down grows, hopefully you'll see more of them. But we do a show at the lab where we did every third Friday of the month. So, and it gives artists an opportunity to perform their new songs and stuff. And then we started doing showcases at the Garibaldi. So you will see us about, and we will be there very soon.
Cool.
Wicked, man.
Nice one.
Cool. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I guess we can ask our regular. What do you think, Nick? You were about to say something, mate. Sorry, I just.
Well, I reckon we just get Leo to do another tune.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You got another one for us, Leo?
Yeah, I'll do November 90.
Yeah, cool. There's no one
we'll,
to take us off air, so we can overrun a bit. No problem.
Yeah. The man's not going to stop me from broadcasting live on YouTube.
Yeah, damn the man.
Yeah, although he's already taken Josh.
Save
out.
the empire.
Yeah.
Cool. Stage is yours, Leo.
Yeah, yeah. This guy's on the back clashing. Might just see what you're on. Might just come for your bits. Might just see what you're on. This guy's on the back scrapping. Might just see what you're on. Might just come for you. Better bad, that's all they need, my tools. Nowhere they'll be gonna see a sky pool. Better guys say they wanna end my rule. Never that get going out of my view. Then you wanna know what the friend might do. You spit a little flow and it sounds quite cute. Everybody knows it sounds quite true. Don't sound like you, but it sounds like. I don't wanna strap your fam, but fuck knows. Gonna need to catch your band to let go of all the beef between us, you know. I can see a tactic man and that's old. We could go back to back and live, oh. But you ain't strapped for that, and I know. We could go pad for pad or eyes closed. But you ain't match for match your belt, oh. These guys on the back clashing. Might just see what you're on. Might just come to your bits. Might just see what you're on. These guys on the back scrapping. Might just see what you're on. Might just come to your ends. Might do a lean and bop. Give me that J and hush. I don't wanna say too much. I don't wanna prove you're washed. Make all the friends you want. Make all the moves you got. Then we'll see who's here when all the music stops. L3 you've been having a fiasco. 116 and you sat on your jack zones. Guess that man didn't have your back, bro. Guess that man didn't have your. Nah, that's me. Now you're missing your G's. Rah, that's deep. I hope your goal doesn't leave. You can call me Dad Luke Skywalker, cause I know this flow just might horn ya. I can't get his on what's my portion. Bargaining flows are so awkward. Nah, you're man. Now you just sound like man. Gosh, that's whack. Ask for a refund, fam. This guy's on the back clashing. Might just see what you're on. Might just come to your bits. Might just see what you're on. This guy's on the back scrapping. Might just see what you're on. Might just come to your ends. Might just see what you're on. Sorry about that.
Claps in the chat for that, please.
Yeah, that's wicked, man. I was really like, I thought, I don't know if the track's ended, and then I was like, he's going to try and just style it out and be like, thanks, yeah, I'm meant to do that. Slowly fade out. Got it, guys.
No,
I get caught out by full sending so many times. I'm like,
the amount of times you're at a gig and then someone's like, the band are like, yeah, and then you're that one person who goes, and then they're like, yeah. Everyone just looks at you like, what? Every
Cool.
time.
Wow. Yeah, so good to hear them tracks.
Yeah, it's wicked, man.
Yeah.
So that's not on the album you've just released. Is that on another?
Yeah, that's on the album. Yes, November 19th. That's on the
Oh,
album.
sorry, mate. Sorry, my bad.
Nah, it's not. It's all good.
I thought it was laid down. But yeah, nothing's free. Like I say, I've been listening to it for sort of the last 2 days in prep for the show and loved it, man. So yeah, recommend it highly to anyone who wants to check out. If anything, it's a little bit too short. It ends, and I'm like, oh, but that's my one. Well, I want more, from it. But it's the fact that I now know you did it in lockdown. All is forgiven,
That's the thing. It's sorry to interrupt. That's the thing. It's like me leaving where I was, getting to where I am, and then the next one's going to be a whole new level. Yeah. This was almost like a send off to the position I was in, almost.
Well, cool. I'm looking forward to the new stuff, man. If that's what you put out as the send off, so yeah.
Almost hope the lockdown lasts longer, so you've got more time to finish it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
That's the most productive. You're the most productive person I've come across so far, anyway. Out of everyone. I mean, I've had friends who've done songwriting and bits and bobs, but yeah, very, very good, mate. The fact you put that out, done 3 videos, like that. Very, very, very good. Man. Very good.
Yeah. Good work. Good work.
Right, I suppose we've got our kind of regular questions we've prepped the guys on. So for anyone who tunes in normally, we have a few regular questions we bring up. We like to talk about Northampton because we're in Northampton. We love Northampton, obviously. So our first question, we'll start with you, Phil. on our regular question. Who is the most famous person you've seen in Northampton?
Well, if we're not including musicians, I think you probably mentioned everybody on previous shows that I've seen. I mean, Leslie Joseph is the obvious one. She lives with that local person.
Everyone's seen Leslie Joseph in town.
But I guess maybe I'm not observant enough to notice these less celebrities. I will say that I did go to school with Graham Swan, England cricketer.
That's a good one.
Oh, there we go. Where was that?
That was Abington Vale Primary School.
Wow. I didn't know he was even from Northampton.
Yeah, he left. I think he left. He moved away or something when we were like 7 or 8. But I was in class with him for like 2 years. And in fact, he is the man that was responsible for me supporting Everton.
No, it's his fucking fault.
I know, and he's the guy to blame. He's the guy that got me doing it back in the day.
I can still remember in my school, the famous person was, I remember when I went to Guilsborough School, and in year 7, the famous one was everyone was like, Jamiroquai went here. And I'm like, what? Jamiroquai? No, it was Jamiroquai's session guitarist went to Guilsborough. So, yeah. But when we started school, it was like, Jamiroquai went here, and everyone was like, wow, you know. And this was at the height of like Jamiroquai's, you know, can he? Yeah, it was this guitarist from his live, and it wasn't even on the album or anything. So
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that I've got this far in life, believing it. But Tom York genuinely went to Wellingborough School. Is that right? Yeah.
What? Radio?
Tom York. So Tom York from Radiohead went to Wellingborough School. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Wellingborough.
God, I didn't know that. Oh, crazy! That's really
I went to school with Doctor Who, Matt Smith. But he was he was like 3 or 4 years below me, so I vaguely remember him. You know.
I think he was either in Tommy Francis's year or close enough that they were in the same after-school drama club. And Tommy always used to say that he wasn't even that good an actor.
See, it's quite funny that you brought him up, because that was my person.
Matt Smith.
It was in Elysium though at like 5 a.m.
Did you know he was from Northampton before?
Well, vaguely, but the state I was in. Well, I saw Doctor Who.
What did you please?
Doctor Who doing in Elysium?
Pardon?
Can you remember what you said to him? Were you like, Doctor Who?
Yeah! I probably asked him for a screwdriver or something. But I was like, I was just there 1 minute talking to someone, next minute it's Doctor Who.
I remember seeing an interview with him, and I didn't know he was from Northampton, and someone was asking about, I think it was like Graham Norton maybe he was on, and someone was asking him about nights out, and he was like, yeah, we used to go to this really horrible place, Chicago's. And I was like, hang on a minute, like that's in Northampton. Anyway, I Googled him, but yeah, he used to like go out in Chicago's, and he'd obviously been there because he was like, yeah, you'd have all the like older women like coming on to you and stuff. I was like, wow, you definitely did go to Chicago's.
Well, Chicago's was a chain.
Chicago
Rock Cafe is a chain.
Yeah, I only knew it as and then I looked him up and he was.
Back in the day, Chicago's, like, I never saw them, but some heritage acts played Chicago's, and one of them being Chuck Berry.
Yeah, Chuck Berry played. He did.
Chuck Berry played Chicago's in Northampton.
Yeah. Chuck Berry played Chicago Rock Cafe, or whatever it was.
Where's Chicago?
I was about to say, Leo's too young to probably know where it was. It was where the Moon on Square is. That Weatherspoon. Is that even there? That's not even there anymore. That's
not
you know where Boots is in town?
Yeah.
If you
opposite Santander.
Further, what is it? What even is Chicago's now? What is it? Is it anything?
It's shut. It's been shut for years.
Yeah,
it was something else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's where if you're at Boots in Market Square, if you then are going towards like
the bus station.
The bus station, Drapery. It used to be there. It was like a big kind of bar club, I guess, wasn't it? Like back in the day. It became something else afterwards, and they tried to make. You might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but they tried to make it a music venue, or was a music venue.
It was a nightclub, wasn't it? Another nightclub.
Yeah, it was just a nightclub.
Oh,
like,
was it?
real student-y, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, there we go. So yeah, I could see Leo looking. I was like, he's way too young to know what Chicago's is. Yeah,
I was
way,
It
trying-
was a very long time ago.
It's
to be
way
fair.
too. It's like
Yeah.
I keep trying to tell people this.
Balestra.
that I
Balestra,
remember.
that's what it's called.
That's
It was
what
called.
it turns to. I was trying to remember this. I don't know if anyone else can. The Grosvenor Centre. Again, Leo, you're probably too young. I remember the Grosvenor Centre when it first opened had fountains in it. Does anyone else remember that?
Yeah.
No, but the first time.
I'm the oldest of us lot. I remember being very young, and yeah, in the middle, on the ground floor, there was a nice little stream.
Thank you, mate. There was.
the
Yeah, there was.
80s.
No,
It was the
no
fashion.
one remembers it. Like, no one remembers it.
I
And then
don't
they had-
remember. Sorry, I don't remember fountains, but the first time I went there, HMV was a Rumbelows, so that's how fucking old that
Whoa.
was.
Oh, really? Jeez.
And for anyone that's like under the age of 40, which is me, but I just have a very young memory of that. Rumbelows was like Dixon's or Curry's.
God, I don't remember that at all. I can remember the ground floor having a fountain or fountains, and it went all the way down. It was like almost like the length of the whole ground floor, and it had like plants in it and stuff. And then there was where the lift is. There was like a little fountain that shot over, and it had a little bridge that went over it, like a little humpback bridge.
Yeah,
It's a good memory.
Anyone in the chat, if you remember that, please comment. Because it's like the time I had to write to Walkers and ask if they made cheese popcorn because no one believed me. They wrote back and they proved me right. So there you go. Anyway, so 2 good ones, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, imagine me writing to Walker. Hi there, guys. I remember you made cheese popcorn and no one believes me, and I'm trying to win a bet. And they wrote back to me very nicely.
That's the determination I need in my life, man.
Thank you. Well, mate, yeah.
I think you've proved you have enough determination.
Yeah, you have enough determination. The fact that you have written an album and put 3 videos out, and I wrote to Walkers asking you to make cheese popcorn. I think there's levels. There's levels.
Well, at least you got a reply though, because Josh, who's presumably still in the field in Olney somewhere, wrote to Jet from Gladiators, and she never replied. So
yeah, he did. He wrote to Jet from Gladiators and never got a response. Bless him. Oh god. Nick, apparently, Dan Batterson says me and Nick got thrown off the roof of the Grosvenor Centre.
we did, yes.
Do you want to tell us? Do you want to tell us what happened
Yes.
there?
I wouldn't want to incriminate myself or Daniel any further than
Was
he
this in
has
your
already done so.
parkour days?
Yeah, we had some pretty heavy parkour days before parkour was even a thing. Because it's obviously been some time since I've been able to climb things.
So you climbed up the Grosvenor Centre, or sorry, someone who looks like you climbed up the Grosvenor Centre.
Someone who looks a lot like me and someone who looks a lot like Dan climbed up Chicago Rock Cafe scaffolding and walked along the Grosvenor Centre, looked down the Grosvenor Centre whilst they were cleaning in the early hours of the morning. I don't know if you ever looked up when you're in the Grosvenor Centre, but there's big pyramid windows.
Yeah.
We were leaning on them like this, watching someone clean, and then walked all the way up Abington Street roof, all the way up. And yeah, that's the end of the story before I get arrested. So yeah.
Nice. Well done, mate. Good for you. Good for you. God, that segues beautifully. So our next question that we always ask our guests is recommendations. So Phil, what have you got? What's been, aside from the jobs you've been doing that you've managed to catch up on around the house and stuff, and becoming a teacher? What have you been doing during furlough, lockdown? What's been getting you through music, film, TV, anything? Books?
Well, I listen to music incessantly. So recent stuff, current stuff I've been listening to, mostly it's been Northampton's stuff. So you mentioned already the Katie Malco album, Failures.
Really, really good.
Big NN social favourite.
Yeah, big fan of that.
Yeah, we'll listen to that. Joe from Go Go Loco, Joe Go Beats. He, similarly to Leo, he's done a lockdown album. It's like a State of the Nation sort of anti-Brexit sort of thing. It's really good, actually. He literally just recorded it all, wrote most of it, and put it out all in about 10 weeks. And it's really strong.
Another fucking talented bastard. It's
I
so
know.
annoying.
Can you people stop this?
Yeah, stop being so fucking productive. It makes me look like a dickhead.
Yeah, me
And
too.
that's not hard, to be fair.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly the same. Same as Nick. Sorry, Phil.
All right. Not been watching a huge amount of telly. Innocence Files on Netflix. It's a bit old now, but we watched all of that. It was quite good. Dave on the BBC iPlayer. I think you mentioned that.
Oh, so good.
That's
so
really good. I think that's probably it, really. I just sort of zone in. I watch something. I'm a bit like, yeah, Jules on, isn't you? And it's like, start to watch something, and then you sort of like, go, yeah, I might just close my eyes now.
Fair.
Super, man. Leo, what you got for us, mate? Music, film, TV, book, podcast, anything?
I just the House of Cards. That's quite good to check out. But music-wise, again, other than I haven't really been listening outside of Northampton, just purely just due to time. But what I would say is an artist from Lay It Down called Haku, as you know, he released an album as well, which is a lot bigger, beefier project than mine. So that would be good to check out. Haku.
Cool. If you're watching Haku, link it up in the comments, mate.
Yeah, if he's in. And other than that, I'd say there is one artist that called Mick Jenkins. He's from America. He's a rapper, and it's just like really low, slow, mellow vibes, and the tone of his voice is really deep. And I don't know why, but just everything he says just really cuts through and just sits deep. So Mick Jenkins is one to check out.
Cool.
Other than that, TV Killing Eve as well. I was hooked
Oh,
up
cool,
with
man.
I'm not too sure on the first season. I think they were trying to be too funny. But the first two seasons, very good.
Cool.
Sick.
I still haven't done Killing Eve. It's been on the list
I
for so long. Still not done it.
The first two seasons, seriously, it's like, whoa. But the third, it doesn't matter. Well, personally.
Fair. I think it's a different writer, isn't it? For the third season.
Is it? That would actually make a lot of sense.
I think so. Andy, what you got?
Well, aside from checking out Leo's new album the last couple of days, I've been sessioning that. I've been listening to Hayley Williams of Paramore fame has just released an album which is really, really good. I was pleasantly surprised how catchy it is.
It's good.
Wicked.
It's a good record.
Yeah, really, really good. I have been listening to one, and it's really annoying. This is going to be really annoying of me to do this, but I forgot the name of it. But it's so good. I have to obviously it's that good.
So good, your screen's
It's
gone
by
back.
a guy called Mick. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it's by a guy called Mick G, but it's mk.ge. And he has got this album called The Museum of Uninteresting Events or something like that. My friend put me onto it.
You brought that up before.
I've been listening to it non-stop, man. It's
incredible.
You said it.
You said it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I listened to it. It's
Oh,
great.
did I? Oh, well,
Yeah.
anyway, I forgot I did, but it's so good. So, yeah, Mick G, and the title track of it's CZ. It's so good, so catchy. So, listen to that. It's really good. Other than that, I've listened to a lot of podcasts. Basically, for anyone out there, the film Jaws, which is one of my favourite films ever, turned 45 years old this weekend. So instead of watching Jaws, I watched Jaws 2, which is amazing as well. If you didn't know, there's Jaws 1, 2, 3, and 4. They get progressively worse. Jaws 2, though, is really good. So to celebrate, I watched Jaws 2, and then I watched a documentary about the impact of Jaws 2 on YouTube. So if you want to do that double whammy.
Jaws 2 is not good.
Jaws 2 is good. It's good. Don't listen to it. It's wicked. It's
What's
not as
the
good
one
as Jaws
with
1.
What's the one with Michael Caine in?
That's Jaws 4, The Revenge.
Oh, that is
that's mental. That's
shockingly bad film.
For anyone out there, the premise of Jaws is it's a shark and attacks a small town, summer town, and they have to fight the shark. The subsequent films, the second one, a shark comes to the town again, and they have to defeat it. The third one, the shark gets into SeaWorld, and is in like a SeaWorld and attacking people. But the fourth one, and I know this is mental, the fourth one, the shark comes back and is stalking the wife of the guy from the first film and follows her to Jamaica. The Bahamas. Follows her to the Bahamas and attacks people in the Bahamas. And she has a psychic link to the shark as well. You got to watch it. Michael Caine's in it,
And Michael Caine plays the voice of the shark.
No,
The
Michael
shark
Michael
is the
Caine.
voice.
No.
He doesn't. No, he's been.
Yeah.
Michael Caine is in it, and my favourite thing ever is someone said to Michael Caine, "Oh, why did you do Jaws? I can't believe you were in Jaws 4." And he's like, "I've never seen the film, but I've seen the house that it bought." So he literally just did it for a paycheck. So if you want to check it out, so anyway, watch the Jaws quid trilogy. That's my recommendation.
Don't.
So yeah,
Don't.
there you go. What about you, Nick? What have you been up to?
Don't watch any of the Jaws films apart from the first one. the 2, 3, and 4 are so
Jaws
bad. It's
2,
just a complete waste of time.
Jaws 2 dirty. Jaws 2's good.
No, it's fucking terrible.
What have you been
What have I got? Football's back, so I just watched some really shit football for the last few days. All of them seem to be 0-0s apart from tonight.
Yeah,
And,
no one's remembered how to play football, have they?
yeah,
Apart from
it seems that
all
way.
of them been
yeah.
0-0 apart from the Arsenal games. My team.
It's rubbish, the Arsenal fan. It's rubbish.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, I lost my shit. Are you recommending the second, third, and fourth Jaws films?
I really enjoy, as much as I am an Arsenal fan, I really enjoy trolling the Arsenal Instagram. And my favourite comment I like to leave, I can't take credit because I saw someone else do it, but I do it all the time. When Arsenal lose, I comment on their Instagram, "You're the reason I'm getting bullied at school." Like whenever we lose, they're like, they'll say, "Oh, it wasn't going our way tonight," and I'll just comment, "You're the reason I'm getting bullied at school," and it gets likes all the time. No one looks at my picture and thinks he's like school. What the hell? Yeah,
Arsenal
so-
is just, it's just depressing, really.
It's very bad. Are you an Arsenal fan, Leo?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
I think when the season's all done, you'll be all right. Arteta will sort you out.
I think so. Yeah, I think we had a problem before lockdown. It was going well. It was going well. But no. So what aside from footy, Nick, anything else?
No, Leo's record in football. That's all I've done.
Yeah, wicked. Well, I think that that's a good one tonight. I think we'll wrap it up there. So thank you very much, Phil. Thank you very much, Leo, for coming on the show. Phil, where can people find all of your stuff? Where can they hit you up?
Well, forget live music. That doesn't happen anymore, so we'll ignore that. We'll just look at the New Boots website. That's newboots.uk.
Wicked. Thank you very much, mate. Leo, where can everyone hit you up on the socials and check everything out?
They can hit me up on L30 Robinson on anything. I'll be the top result. And you can catch me in the Menace Media studio on Menace Media everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, and Leo L30 Robinson everywhere on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube. Just type it in and you will find me.
Nice.
Wicked. We'll put all the links in the video when we put it up, and everyone can watch back. Anyone watching, if you can do a screenshot of us, we like to do a little pose, guys, for anyone who's watched it. So we will pose, and we like our audience to take a picture of us. If you can hit us up on the NN social with how you watch the show, tag us in it just so we know you're out there. So if you want to adopt a pose, lads, you can do whatever you want. We call it a Vogue. So
it's good. It's a good start, Leo. I like
I'm going
it.
to go for this one tonight. Okay,
I'll do the opposite.
Yeah, you do the other way. Yeah, we look like PJ and Duncan. Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, strike your pose. And in 3, 2, 1, unvogue. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on the NN Social tonight. We'll be back next week, same time, 8 o'clock. You can rewatch the show shortly after this, and we'll also put the highlights up and stuff. So once again, thank you, Leo and Phil, for joining us tonight.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Hopefully, Josh will be on terra firma next week and won't be in the field and army.
We miss you,
Yeah,
Josh.
love you.
Cool. Thanks very much, guys. See you later.
See you next week.
You just
Bye,
have to wave
8 p.m.
now, just go
Bye. See
waving.
ya. Bye. 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 Bye.
Oh, Leo's